Many cities around the Bay have police and sheriffs on patrol simultaneously. Now, the city of San Francisco has joined the group, but not without some pushback. District 5 Supervisor Dean Preston thinks it's a waste of taxpayer dollars to have San Francisco sheriff deputies patrolling south of Market and the Tenderloin districts.
Doesn't seem like a great use of money to me.
But I was curious of what residents and visitors thought.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yes,
you know
sir.
there's a shortage of San Francisco police officers out here, right?
Yep.
So now the sheriff wants to come in and help. What do you think about the sheriff coming in?
That sounds like a good idea because they do need help. They need help, But it could cover more territory, have more men out on the field. They have people dressed in plain clothes, where they could catch what's going on, pay observation, That sounds like a good idea. Then I heard they also could bring the National Guard.
Well, the National Guard came in, but they came in only as to give intelligence. You're not going to see soldiers running down the street grabbing people, but they're here to find out what's going on.
Okay.
Isn't San Francisco a disaster area?
Well, that's depending on who says it. Some people say it's just right.
Well, a lot of people are leaving San Francisco at this point. The money's leaving.
Okay.
The stores are closing.
Yeah, that's true. And some are leaving and some are closing. But the question is, will it be better if do you think there should be more sheriff in here?
Yeah.
So you want to see the sheriff come in?
I wasn't aware of it, but it's no difference to me. Same thing.
So you weren't aware that they're going to bring in the ESE unit, emergency services unit, to patrol the streets?
I thought they were already here.
They're riding around now, but they're going to bring in more.
Extra. Yeah.
You've seen SFPD running around here, right?
Yeah.
So what if I told you that the sheriff is going to start showing up as well? What do you think about that?
Yeah, good for us.
Why?
Why? Because it's God's appointed authority. So to have that near you is good.
And what do you want to see them do when they get here? Because, I mean, it's one thing to show up, it's one thing to do something. What do you want them to do when they get here?
Just do whatever they were called to do, inside the lines of what they've been called to do, whatever their protocol is. I mean, obviously that's been ordained and set in motion and has a structure.
But will arresting people for using drugs have an effect? I asked citizen journalist J.J. Smith to pose that question to some people.
So, I got a question for you, and I got a question for you. If you was to get incarcerated, and if you have a drug addiction, do you think the incarceration would help you clear your mind from your drug addiction? Would the treatment in there work for you?
Yes, I believe I call it my self-help treatment because my mind is on not thinking about drugs, but clearing my mind, trying to focus on how I can get a job when I get out, how I can.
So if you was to get incarcerated,
Yeah.
that would help you with your mindset and leaving the drugs alone and putting everything behind you.
Yes.
How do you feel about being incarcerated and then getting treatment while you're there? Would that help you? If you was to go to jail with your drug use that you have now, would jail save you? Would it help you or would it harm you?
Save me.
It'll do what?
Save me.
Save you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have no more access to drugs the way I want it.
You'll have no more access to drugs.
So I just back up just like a cigarette.
So would you seek treatment while you're in jail?
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
When a man goes to jail and they have a drug addiction, do they seek treatment? Does jail save them?
Of course it does, but they don't have to seek treatment because they can't get no drugs there, so
They do have drugs in jail, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but if you're a drug addict, you can't afford them.
So let's make it personal. Would jail save you if you had a drug addiction?
Hell yeah.
Yes, it would.
Many times
yes,
it has.
would. Many times when I did go, it was because of drugs.
Yeah, and it stopped me
Okay.
because I was just on my way to something
That's
worse.
right. That's
So-
right. I was finna commit a crime that
most
I
of the
might
time.
not have got it backed out of.
So jail saved you when you
Damn
were,
right.
Yeah, you kidding?
it saved you from your addiction.
From my
Goddamn
addiction.
right. Because once I stopped, I never
Cleaned
went
out.
back.
Yeah, once I cleaned
I ain't been
out.
back since '94.
Can San Francisco be saved, and by bringing in the sheriff, will that expedite the saving of San Francisco?
It can if the operation is sustained. What I've always said all along is like if the sheriff comes in, if the feds come in, if Operation Overdrive comes into San Francisco, they have to be sustained operations. 6 months, 12 months. We have to rebuild a culture of deterrence to go along with the compassion that we're doing in San Francisco. If we just keep doing this, body autonomy, you can shoot dope all you want, that kind of thing, you're never going to see a decline in overdose deaths ever. And the cartels are going to keep seeing this city as a cash cow, and they're going to keep pumping more dealers and more drugs into this community. We have to.
In the Tenderloin district of San Francisco, Stanley Roberts for Mr. Badley Productions.
Some people in the city